And what is going on, everybody out there? All of you beauts and beauties. It is episode number 114 of Hat Trick Hockey, which is always brought to you by our good friends over at GL Heritage, the official beer of Hat Trick Hockey. You like the hats? You like Rob's hoodie, my hoodie, Tristan's shirt that I know he's wearing now? He's wearing his HCH swag on the air. You just smash the link in the post. It'll bring you right into the merch store to collect all of your sweet HTH merch. And here, as always, inside Windsor Laser Cutting Studio, I will bring in the boys. I will bring in Tristan first. Tristan inside Barker Build Studio. Tristan, what's up, guy? Boom.
You know what? Life is going good right now. Been enjoying some hockey to start off the season, both Junior C, some OHL, and NHL. So it's good to be back.
Yeah. And we'll bring in Rob inside Claru and Son Roofing Studio. What's up, big dog? A little
it's
under
Movember,
the weather,
bitches.
Yeah, I could see the stash has started already.
It's dirty. It's dirty. Yeah.
Are you doing like the fucking like just the upper lip, or you
just the upper lip? Yeah.
Do the Hogan.
No, I can't.
Do the fucking handlebars. Who wants a mustache ride? I do.
Yeah. No, I'm not doing that. Not going that far yet. But I went out and bought some with that hair dye shit. Try and bring it in a little darker, like Tom Selleck, you know.
Oh.
But I was told not to, because then I'd have to dye my hair and fucking do all that shit too. So that's
Magnum PI.
Yeah. We got one of the buddies that hangs out at the Meg Club, and he's got a tattoo right here of a mustache. I'm not kidding.
Holy shit! So that's kind of funny that I did that.
Yeah.
Hey, you were sick.
Hey, making chili on Sunday. Everything was rocking. I was food prepping, cooking chicken. I made a big breakfast, did all the chili, and then all of a sudden it just fucking hit me like a hammer. Like I just started feeling achy in my fingers and my hair. Fuck, my skin hurt. It was so bad. So I booted up to Shoppers and got a little Mickey of whiskey to wash down the NyQuil.
Jesus.
I'm telling you, bro, I sweat that bitch out in a day and a half.
My God. Just probably soaked, eh?
Oh, my pillows were soaked right through. Like, I couldn't believe it. Like, I had to switch pillows because I just tried flipping one over thinking that that'll just do it, and not a chance.
And it's all slimy and shit.
Oh, it was terrible. It was terrible. It was like the worst drooling factory you could ever have.
And that's you on a normal day too, drooling.
Yeah. Looked like one of those bad porns where they peel the sheet off the face.
Oh. First it was all over his laptop. Now it's on his fucking pillow. Jesus. I was there was a day or so too where I was kind of feeling a little bit shitty too. Actually, like Tristan's been the only one here that's been healthy.
Well, he's young.
Okay.
Plus he's young. So
he don't drink at all.
No, that's what I mean. So a couple things here I want to shoot the shit with you boys on before we get in to the 73s and then on to our NHL news and stuff like we always do. So our boy Lee Harris is coming home from November 9th to the 11th. He's coming home. On behalf of the show, we have set up for him to where he's going to go on the ice and he's going to do his thing with a 2010 AAA team. He's going to skate with the 73s. He's going to skate with Lakeshore, and he's going to skate with the Leamington Flyers.
Oh, that's awesome.
So I've set up all those skates on behalf of the show, just to hook up the boys, the teams that we're the closest to. Also, he's going to be interviewing with the Harrow News, AM 800, possibly one of the television stations as well. So it's pretty cool what Lee's doing, coming back here, giving his time and everything. I'm probably going to follow him around a little bit, shoot a little bit of content for our pages and this and that. So when we go to the Essex skate and stuff, if you guys want to, you guys are more than welcome to meet us over at the rink and stuff and meet Lee and face to face and stuff like that. So that will be good. Secondly, November 19th, I was invited to play in the Maple Leafs alumni game in Amherstburg.
I hope you get fucking buried.
So I was invited to play in that at 7:00. Rob, these guys are older, dude. So
I don't care. I hope Dave Ellett sticks you right in the throat.
Yeah, that would be awesome. But
it would be awesome.
That would be awesome. But Dave Ellett's not even playing. So
he's a Maple Leaf alumni.
I know, but he's not playing that day.
Who's playing? Do you know?
The ones that are listed so far that kind of we would know is like Al Iafrate, Rick Bive, Peter Holland, our buddy Warner's playing in it as well. So nice. I was invited by Wes Ewer. So Wes Ewer invited me to come out and play. Wes is friend of the show, former guest, everything like that. So he came on. So
yeah, Chris Queen and Jeff Ponick are playing in that as well, right?
Are they?
Yep.
Sweet. So good. So a couple more beauties out there with us. So my buddy Ryan Livesey, he is the president and CEO of a company out west. It's called Stashy. It's called STASHII is how it's spelled. It's called Stashy. So what it is essentially it's a like Airbnb type thing for your storage is what it is. So when I kind of told him that I was invited to the game and everything, I was just going to pay out of pocket to play. And he said, listen, why don't you, it was a great idea on his part, but he's like, I'll cover the cost for you to play when you do your content piece for it. I want our name to be sponsored. So they're going to sponsor the content piece video for it. So those guys are coming in. So Ryan is a good buddy. We played hockey together and stuff. He moved out west. He's got a wife, kid, everything out west. He's doing amazing. So, and he's a big Leafs guy, Rob. So you and him would get along pretty good. So maybe when he's home, we'll end up meeting up with him or something. He's a beauty and he likes to drink beers too. So kid.
So now are they going back to shooters afterwards, or do you know the whole thing that's going on?
So Wes said that he was going to be there's a meeting next week that he's going to be going to. It's the Amherstburg Rotary Club is the one putting it on. So Wes said there's a meeting next week that they're going to try to figure all that out to see if the guys are going to stick around and stuff. So if they do, I'll definitely let you guys know, and you guys want to have some beers with some NHL?
Yeah, well, they should, they usually do, like for any of those events.
Well, I guess they were saying a few years back, just before COVID, when they had it, that it was the Habs alumni came in, and I guess they left the place pretty quick.
Well, they're the Canadians, like fuck them.
So I was hoping that they were going to put us in like one of the like rec rooms at the rink and let us get a bunch of beer and everything so we can mingle with them, right? Like that would have been cool.
I wouldn't be surprised if you guys all end up back at shooters.
So we'll see what happens.
Tell Matt Kelly about it.
Yeah. So I know I already told Wes that too, but Wes said that Matt Kelly always takes care of them no matter what, because Matt is a beauty like that. So as everything comes out, I'll let you guys know. So that way, if you guys want to come along too, you guys will also be able to do that.
Okay. Can I just interrupt you for 1 second?
Sure.
What everybody needs to know is why I have the mustache is prostate cancer awareness. Mm-hmm. Everybody should be doing it. I think maybe we should talk about, like, after the show or something, doing like a like and share with this episode, and maybe some people put their own mustaches on and take a picture of it and send it to the show, and we throw in a hoodie or a hat or whatever,
or a shirt or something. Like, all right,
we'll give them something, because we were supposed to do something a little while ago and we never end up getting around to it.
We want to see the dirtiest stash then.
Yeah, dirtiest stash wins.
Yeah.
And we'll be the judges.
Yeah. And it has to be unanimous.
Yeah, and it's not a fake mustache where you got that.
No, not man. I mean, I want to see the greasiest stashes of stashes.
Yeah. I think that would be a great piece.
Yeah. That's a great idea.
And then share them on the pod, and I think that would be awesome.
So you know what? We're doing it. Fuck it. We're saying it right now. Greasiest stash. What should we set the date? What date should we set it for?
Give it a month. It's for Movember, so you can wait, grow your dirtiest 30th. Mustache that you can, and then put it in. And we'll keep mentioning it every week. You know, like that. This is going on until the 31st. You have to have it in by the 31st.
Yes, that's going to be Rob's job on the show, because Rob's doing the stash. So that's you, kid. You got to mention it every show.
I will for sure, because I'm the one growing it, and
yeah.
Tristan, I don't know if he can or can't. You know, it's hard to grow on steel, right, Tristan? Hard to grow hair on steel.
Yeah, I suppose.
I didn't say cement. I said
That's
steel.
funny.
Like you're like
I'm
Superman,
cement.
like this
I'm
guy
cement.
over here on my shoulder.
That's funny. But
The
yeah,
Man of
so
Steel.
Yeah.
so everybody keep an eye for that. So we're gonna do dirtiest stash by the end of the month. I'll throw up a post for it. And boys, we want to see the stashes. We want to see the greasy ones. So
also, one other thing. I watched that Rivals.
yeah.
That was incredible.
Who was in that one?
The Darren McCarty, Claude Lemieux.
Oh, okay. I haven't even fucking
It's
seen
incredible. It's so cool.
Where did you see it at?
It's awesome.
It's on the box.
Is it?
It's on your Fire Stick.
Is it like in the series or the movies or whatever?
In the movies.
ESPN 60, I think it was. 360,
okay.
360, like that.
Oh, fucking right. I'm searching that shit.
Darren McCarty hosts it, and Claude Lemieux comes on and tells the story about what and why it happened and how it happened. And Draper's on there, Adam Foote's on there. Like all that shit started with I think it was Kozlov. Foote was going to hit him into the corner, and he grabbed him by the back of the head and freaking smashed his face into the glass. No penalty, no nothing. And that's where it went. It went kind of haywire from there.
It's funny that you say that, because everybody thinks that it started with the Draper hit, and I always tell everybody, no, it didn't. It started before that, and then that's how it all went down. And then Claude always said too. He said, "I didn't like turtle, or I didn't try to turtle." He said, "When he punched me, I was knocked out."
Yeah, he said he talks about
he's
it.
like,
yeah,
I couldn't fuck. He's like, I was out for a second. So how are you supposed to fight when you're knocked out? So
yeah, and Draper still doesn't forgive Lemieux.
No, he doesn't. His face is fucked.
No.
And also too, everybody don't forget that Claude and Mac fought too the next time they played, and they had a fucking tilt.
It was
right off the start of the
shows all of it
right at the start of the game. So everybody, be sure we're actually due to have Darren on. We're due for a Darren visit. We usually have.
And you know what was wild too is when Darren and Claude fought the second time. Claude was on the other side of the ice, and he skated over to Darren's side, and he made the other guy go to the other side.
Yeah,
he was ready to answer the bell. You know, like
that, you know what? That was probably the smartest thing he could have done.
Yeah,
because he's gonna say, "Fuck you! I'm not gonna turtle. We're gonna go." And you know what? That was a great scrap too. So
yeah, fantastic.
I'm definitely gonna watch that tonight.
But he was a dirty prick, no matter how you look at it.
He was a savage.
So nasty,
complete savage, fellas. 73s are buzzing, boys.
Oh yeah,
boys are buzzing. 12-1 now. Closest.
They just beat Amherstburg on Sunday, 5-0.
Big time.
Yeah, I think it was 4-0. Closest team to them, 6 points away. That obviously being Lakeshore. Our boy Shirky, 11 goals, red hot start. Archer still leads the squad, 15 points. Boys are buzzing. They went 9-0 in October. They haven't lost since September 21st, which was their only loss of the year, obviously, to Wheatley. They've won 10 straight. So like we just mentioned there, that they the last game they won 4-0 in Amherstburg. Boys, 59 shots on goal. It's one thing that I keep bringing up, that I absolutely love what they are doing. The more you shoot, the more you're going to score, boys. So they're ripping shots. What I liked about the last home game that we were all at against Lakeshore, how fast-paced, gritty was that game. Everybody was finishing their hits. There's lots of hitting. The boys look good. They had their scrums, couple scraps, whatever. But man, I'm liking what I'm seeing. Shirky scored 2 times in that game, I believe. What are you guys getting so far? Like, what do you, Tristan, we'll flick it over to you here. What do you see so far from the boys with their hot start here?
Well, first of all, I like that they're playing very good two-way hockey. They're keeping the goals against to the lowest in the league. That's right. And the goals for, it's unbelievable. Like you said, the more shots you put on net, the more you're going to score. And that's what they're doing. Jamie's got them really buzzing in the offensive zone. And what I really see where they beat teams is the neutral zone. Their conversion over from offense to defense is seam. They're right back into the zone. And it's fantastic to watch because their goalies are also backing them up in the defensive zone. When there is a collapse in the defense, the goalie's right there. Adrian McBride and Kevin McCabe, they've been absolutely lights out. So I love it all around, playing well. Their power play is rolling too, and like guys like Luke Shirk and Jacob Archer letting the puck go. I don't see anyone coming near them in the standings this year. They're gonna roll. So
love it. Rob, what about you? What do you think, big dog?
I just get into all the beers and I can't remember the games. Like, they all just kind of blur into one, you know. Like,
you're welcome.
You can tell us about the first period of every game.
Yeah, after that first period, and then you just get into them and fucking talk to everybody, and everybody wants to talk to you. So, no, I'm kidding. I love the boys. I really like how they seem to bail, like offense bails, defense out, defense bails, offense out, the goalies bail everybody out, and everybody bails the goalie out. So like it's all for one and one for all, you know. So I think it's pretty awesome that, you know, you can't get up if you can't get down. You know.
What I was laughing about in that game too is near the end of the game. So I think it was Fields, right, who got in a little bit of a scrap there. So they throw him out or whatever. He goes to showers. He's up in the stands. Well, the guy was still in the game that he had like went after. So he's fucking chirping down at him from the stands. He was yelling at him, turtle. He was yelling at him. And the guy, they were one on the ice, one in the stands. I'm like, Jesus, boys, like you guys you're gonna get another couple times to play here. Just settle it whenever. But yeah, it was funny though. I love it, the grittiness and everything. Lakeshore too, they've been fucking snapping it around too, as always. Have you guys heard anything on Leamington or anything like that lately?
I know Leamington is doing well.
Just lost 3 in a row.
Did they?
I'm pretty sure. Yeah. I just saw that on. Yeah, I just saw that on their website that they're trying to get out of their funk. They're because they lost to Chatham, St. Mary's, and
isn't Chatham a wagon this year too? Though, like, aren't they?
They always are. Yeah. They always are. So St. Mary's. St. Mary's is a really good hotbed for hockey too.
I seen the one team that's doing really. Isn't it London? Isn't London like crazy good right now?
London Nationals?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're pretty good. They always got they're like London's farm team.
Oh boy.
Them and Kamolka Kings. Those teams are always loaded because they got the kids who aren't quite ready for OHL. So
how do you know that?
Because my buddy played for Kamolka. Shout out Ewan Johnson.
He plays
like he played with all the Logan, who's now dropped first round by the Habs. Yeah, so lots of talent in that pipeline.
Damn.
And they got a lot of people to choose from too, right? So that's a pretty big hotbed there of hockey.
This whole area, man, it's nuts.
Yeah.
Anything else on junior hockey in the area before? The Spits are always red hot, as always. Right now, they're an absolute wagon. They've just been winning.
They're ranked. They're ranked 4th, I want to say, in the country right now. CHL, they're ranked 4th, so doing very good.
Yeah, they're scoring a shit ton right now too.
So I did hear that the Junior C is going to that Memorial Cup style tournament again.
Yeah.
It's in Woodstock this year, which isn't too bad. It's not that far if we wanted to go down and, you know, see a couple of games. But like, what do you guys think about this whole, like, I don't think this commissioner, whoever he is, I don't know his name, but this is shit. I don't like this at all. How much revenue is Essex going to lose? You know, from this tournament. They're going to miss out on 2 series at least.
And you know, if they're playing for the Smalls, that place is going to be fucking packed.
Right.
Yeah.
But you know what I mean? They're going to miss out on 2 series of revenue. That's what, 1,500 people in the building that they're selling 50-50 tickets and you know, they're beer, like everything.
Beer alone.
Food. The kids eating all the food and the concession stand and what's his name runs a amazing concession stand there that
Timmy
all the kids,
Stanley.
yeah. So I don't know. I just think it's a really shitty idea again.
Mm-hmm. I like the series format too.
Well, there's nothing like a good 7 game series. Like, you know, they want to create rivalries and shit like that. Well, you go up and you play a round robin. What do you play? 3 games?
Yeah, I think you play everybody once and
then you go and then you seed yourself, or now it's a play down and you're gone. One and you're gone, or whatever,
something like that. Yeah,
I don't know. I just don't agree.
Yeah, it's a reseed.
I don't like it.
One faces 4 and 2 faces 3.
Right.
So it's I don't like it either. It's very, like you said, not only the revenue but the fans, right? They don't get to enjoy those games at home anymore. Like teams like Essex would always have home advantage, so it's always bumping in there, and that's a big takeaway as well for momentum, which is a large part of hockey in any sport. Right. Where you got the fans on your side. Now it's like a dead arena. You get the parents of the players, and that's it, right? So.
Yeah. Unless we arrange a bus, I'm sure the Legion or somebody will come up with arranging a bus to go down there, you know what I mean, for a game or two or whatever. Right. But, you know, like they play on a Tuesday or a Wednesday, because I think it's a week tournament, right? Like a 1 week tournament.
Right.
So, you know what I mean? You got to miss time from work and not when it's right here, and I can just go right here.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that would be nice. Why would you make it easy though?
Yeah, I understand it last year with you know, the shortened season and all that stuff, and you know, I kind of understand it, but I really don't, because that would have made those teams make that much more money for the revenue for their teams, right?
Yeah, especially with the year they lost
out on it, and a team that's not even in it. I don't think there was a team in it from where it was played last year, and that town made all the money out of it. So. I don't know. I don't like it.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of another thing, should we hop into the NHL here, boys?
Let's go.
Sounds like a plan.
Rob, Leafs. It's like 8 games in, 10 games in, whatever. They're 500. Everybody's hitting the fucking panic button already. God. Technically, they're only 1 point back from where they were last year at this time.
Yep.
I don't think it's anything too crazy for Leafs fans.
It's not, but it's the Leafs, and everybody just fucking.
Yeah. That's the media, ridiculous. Man. That's the Toronto ridiculous. Fucking media. Toronto media sure is fucking horrible.
Yeah, Pittsburgh Penguins. You're not hearing anything about them. They're 4-4. Colorado Avalanche. They're 4-4. Nobody's saying words about them. They're the Stanley Cup champs. Should they be 9-1 like Boston? I don't know. Boston's really impressing me, but
Boston. Fuck, last night was nuts. But we'll get to that later. So lately, kind of the things like Marner got benched. He's leaving the bench, slamming his
bench for one shift.
I know.
And everybody made a big shit about it.
If you're the coach, though, would you have sat him longer?
No, I wouldn't have sat him at all.
Why did he sit him?
Because he coughed up a puck playing defense.
I think it led to a goal, didn't it?
It did. It was what was his name? Trevor
Zegras goal. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you can't let that guy go. But you know what I mean? I think you're asking too much of Mitch Marner.
My opinion, that team on in there, they're simply fueled by talent. I don't think that coach is doing anything to help them or to make them even worse. I think their whole team is what they are, and the coach is an outside factor. So Barry Trotz might be looking back to come into coaching this year at some point. And I would not be surprised if that means Keefe is on the outs.
I agree.
I would just make the move. Barry Trotz. So the thing was he said he wanted to, or he was looking at he's never coached a original 6.
And do you think that was time fitting?
You know what I mean? Said that? And not to mention, Marty's pretty secure in Montreal. Right, like he's fine there. All the original 6 coaches are fine. The only ones that is up in the air is Keefe.
And Keefe may have lost the room.
That's true too.
You know, like he says shit in the media, and then he goes, "Well, that came out wrong."
Yeah, he backpedals a lot, and I hate that.
A lot.
He's not accountable.
If it was Tortorella would say what he has to say and then leave it at that.
Yeah.
And you can ask him any questions you want to ask him about it. And he'll say, no, I said what I said because of the reason I said it. I don't need to repeat myself. As soon as he starts getting a little bit of pressure, boom. Next thing you know, he starts, okay, guys, but let's look at the leaders on that team. Where are they? Where's Johnny T? Where's Matthews? You want to be a captain of this team some year? Like, if you do, you do. You don't, you don't. Like, if you're gonna stay, who knows? But have they had closed door meetings? Have they, you know what I mean? Like, they're not sweating it right now. So Tristan, I don't know. People can say whatever they want, but like, what was it? Florida got beat by the Coyotes. I didn't hear shit about that. All I heard about was it was the opening night of their season at the new arena. That's it. Not saying the number 2 or 3 seed in the NHL got beat by the last place team in the league.
And they gave everybody mullets for the first game.
Awesome. And you should.
that was sweet. Tristan, what were you going to say?
Regardless of it being a bad venue, I like for size wise and stuff, I watched part of that game, and you know what? The fans were really into it, and it was good to see because it's packed, albeit 5,000 fans. But you know what? They're loud, they're cheering on their team, and it looked like it would have been a good environment to play in. And who was it? Pierre-Luc Dubois was quoted as saying that's the best ice surface he's played on in the NHL.
I heard that.
So.
Also, too, did they have the band and shit going there too?
Yep.
That's awesome.
Well, it's all they got a whole students just getting after.
I know, but that's what I mean. I love that though. The band there, that's sick.
So you're saying 5,000 people? That's 3,000 more than were at any of their home games when they were at the whatever freaking arena they had. Before that, because it was like an hour drive from the city out to the arena. You know, it's like going to the Silver Dome and calling them the Detroit Lions.
Yeah,
they're in Pontiac, Michigan.
Yeah. That was their old rink in, was it Glendale?
I don't know.
I thought it was Tempe.
Or I thought Tempe was where they wanted to put one.
It's vice versa, one or the other.
Yeah, either way. It's
I know it was called like Gila River Arena, but
I'm going to go with Tristan on this one.
You know what? I'm probably going to back him too on. I'm going to back him too on that because he's way more dialed. He
straightens us out on a lot of things.
I know it was called Gila River for whatever monthly fees. So
okay, I'm gonna go with you.
All right.
Would you guys make a change in management
for Toronto?
Yeah.
I don't think it's a management issue. Honestly, I actually, I like the team that, Kyle Dubas is a perplexing individual because it seems like his free agent signings are always great. And then when it comes to extensions, he shits the bed. And I'm like when he extended Kerfoot, that contract is bad. I'm sorry, but
what did he land him again?
I think it was
remember
3.5 for a third liner.
Oh yeah, that's stiff.
Yeah,
man. So I think we're all going to kind of agree on that. If there's going to be any move, it's probably going to be made coaching wise, right?
Yeah, I think he's lost the room. I really do.
Want to know? You know what? Just make the fucking move. Just make the move. Fire him. Make the move.
Well, I don't think it'll happen. I don't think it'll happen. I think they'll wait till like Thanksgiving. And they'll be at like 15 to 20 games by then. And I think that's when it
do you think that I'm just saying, I would just do it now. Just like a fucking Band-Aid, rip off, see ya, bye, bring in Barry. Because Barry's gonna fucking whoop those boys in the shape when he goes in there.
Do you think if Barry came in that he would strip Tavares of the C?
No, I don't think he would.
I think if Barry comes in, Austin Matthews all of a sudden becomes like a top 3 Selke candidate. He teaches two-way hockey better than anyone else in the league. Yeah. Like what he did with the Capitals that year.
For sure. Because they had all the talent in the world, right? They had all the talent in the world, and they just couldn't get it going.
Mm-hmm. Then he comes in, John Carlson, who was an offensive defenseman his whole career. Now all of a sudden he's a great two-way guy. throwing body checks, shutting people down, and I just love what he does with teams.
Mm-hmm. He's that old school.
I think it's in Toronto's best because you know what, like in reality, Keith was an AHL, a good AHL coach.
Mm-hmm.
Right, but really hasn't done anything with Toronto and the talent they got there. So, what do? You can't change the team. You got to change the coach.
So you go, you comb your hair over like Donald Trump. You comb it over a little bit, and then you just tell him, "You're fired." That's what you do.
You're fired.
That's what you do. I'm just saying, do it sooner than later. Don't fucking wait on. If you're gonna do it, do it.
Yeah, you got to bite the bullet, because there comes a point where all of a sudden it's start of December, you're going into whatever Christmas break and you're sub 500.
Mm-hmm.
That could really affect the team's psyche if
for sure.
And said for too long of
we can lose games. If they were under 500 at the Christmas break, they ain't making the playoffs.
That's what I mean. That's why I'm saying
I agree. Do it now. Do it now. I have no problem with it. I think he's lost the room, and you know, like with all that backpedaling he's doing, and you sit Mitch Marner for one shift, fucking sit him for a fucking period if you're gonna sit him. Like, who sits for a shift?
That's what I was saying.
Nobody.
Nobody didn't do anything to him.
Like, come on. Yeah.
So we'll see. We'll see what happens. We will monitor that whole situation. Obviously, the whole fucking league is, and the whole world is. So we'll check that out. Trevor Zegras got fined $1,500 for a slash in the game against the Sharks. I didn't really see it. Did you guys? But okay, listen. These guys play in the NHL. Okay, the money that they make.
Yeah.
And you give him a fucking $1,500 fine. $1,500. Probably had it in his pocket when he left the rink. Like you know what I mean?
Was it just a fine? It was not a suspension?
It was just a fine. $1,500. He spent more of that at the
that would break me, but them, fuck, whatever.
Yeah, he probably had it in his pocket at the rink.
I'd be crying. $1,500.
Like, there was one thing I want to talk about too, speaking to fines and suspensions. There's been a couple with high sticks and slashes this year.
Mm-hmm.
So last week, Michael Rasmussen of the Red Wings threw a check, and on the fall through the check, because his stick was up in the air, he brought a Boston player's face. Caught him across the face. He got a 2-game suspension. No prior faults or penalties were given out to him. The week before that, Evgeny Kuznetsov of the Washington Capitals has a guy who's on his knees who just threw a check on him, 2-hands the player right in the kisser, and he gets 1-game suspension. Like, it was clear. There was no puck in the air or anything. He whacked him right in the face with his stick like a weapon, and he got 1 game. That's a 25+ game suspension. George Peros he's nuts. I'm sorry, but like the guy has no continuity in his rule. That was almost as bad as Marty McSorley on Brashear. You know, like it's ridiculous. So
I love that you're starting to get pissed off on the show once in a while.
No, well, it's ridiculous.
It makes me happy.
It makes me laugh because he's just such a Red Wing fan that he just like he's bitching about this and that, and it's always the Red Wings.
Well, like, how would you feel if like a third liner like Kelly Yarncroke?
No, I totally agree with you. I'm just giving you the gears, buddy. I'm just giving you the gears. That's all. That's all. See how easy it is to rattle? I love it. I love it. It makes for good content, Tristan.
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad.
Definitely. So yeah, but that's fucked up though, man.
You fucking homer.
Even though we just talked for the Leafs about 15 minutes of the Leafs talk.
Yeah, but we all agreed on it. Everybody was in
agreement
on what they should do and how they should do it. So now it's just no. But who does that put that on? Does Shanahan step over top of Dubas if Dubas is not going to do it? Does he go over top of him and say, "Listen, this is what he's out"?
I would.
Or does Dubas pull the trigger and say, "Sorry"? They're buddies too, right? No, like, aren't they? Didn't they work together before?
They worked together before in the OHL, I believe.
Right. So, you should never hire friends.
Nope, that's right.
Also, could Shanny be saying to Kyle, like, "Hey, if this year goes to shit, our jobs are probably on the fucking line too."
Well, he's not my
ownership
job.
is breathing
Your
down.
job.
But that's what I mean. You know what I mean? Though, if they have a shitty year, it could be all fucking 3 of them gone by the end of the year, for all we know.
Yeah, ownership is breathing down their neck because it's the top market in the NHL, and like you've got to be good, especially with a roster like that. You should have 50+ win seasons easily, in conference finals at least. But we know how that goes. So,
so you guys know how they
that's
always.
a door that closes every week.
So you guys know how they say you got to be in good shape and everything to play in the NHL. You got to work out, take care of your body, this and that.
Yeah.
Patrick Maroon.
Yeah, no, there's another guy in the league that just just proves all odds. His body should go to science when he passed away. Phil the Thrill Kessel sets the Iron Man streak for the NHL. Okay, what is it, like 900? How many games is it, Tristan? It's 960. I don't know. Fuck.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's over. I think in total, it's over like 11 seasons.
Yeah, it's like 13 years or something.
Yeah.
Well, anybody can play that long without going in front of the net or going into the corner first.
The closest to him, I believe, is Brent Burns, and he's like 300 games away. He's at like late 5, early 600. So that's fucking crazy. Congrats to Phil, because that's nuts. But yeah, it just proves to you, that you don't got to do shit. And for a guy too that like probably doesn't work out, doesn't do the testing, doesn't anything, does his own thing, and
crushes
that guy
wieners,
and that guy can still skate like the wind. Like that's
he scored his 400 too, right?
The 400
in that same game.
The same game he broke the record. He scored his 400. So
he scored it in Toronto, but they called it back.
Yeah, I seen that.
He's got plenty of extra calories to burn off, right?
Oh, yeah.
He could go out there for 10 extra shifts and he's burned the same as some guy who's been in there for 5 shifts. So
he sweats like a pig.
But yeah, so congrats to Phil. He's a beauty. I love he's funny. He's funny off the ice. Yeah, he's a pretty witty guy too. So congrats to Phil.
Pretty good golfer too.
Yeah, I hear that. Too.
Well, he got good in Toronto. They're out every first round.
Yeah, he had lots of time.
All that practice.
Yeah, all that practice in June. He was good to go.
Boys, Erik Karlsson.
EK, man. You know what? I wish I would have taken him for the Norris, but I mean, he's had a couple down years in San Jose, who, like I said, they went from hero to zero really quick. And I'm so happy to see that he's thriving. Like his defensive pairing, I believe he's paired with a guy of the name of Mario Ferraro, who's very underrated defenseman, by the way. Very good two-way guy. Doesn't get talked about enough, but yeah, like now he's sitting at 9 goals, second in the league, and he's destroying anyone right now. If the season ends now, I know it's early, but like top 5 in points in the league. He's back, baby. Like 2014 prime Erik Karlsson. He's back, and it looks like he's here to stay. Like, I was like, okay, first couple games, he's got whatever 4 points in 2 games, and now all of a sudden he's looking pretty dangerous. And the Sharks they started out in a big hole, and they've kind of brought themselves back to around 500. So yeah, I mean, there's
Leafs helped him out with that one too, right?
Leafs are helping a lot of people out. I mean,
you're making a lot of bad teams look good.
And he also got a hat trick the other night, and that was the second one in team history by a guy on the blue line as well. So the last one was 2013. That was Brent Burns.
And that was the first of Erik Karlsson's career, if you can believe that, for how great his first one. So
we're seeing, I'm thinking right now with him, if he keeps up at this pace, we're seeing like you had said earlier, I'm going to kind of hop on to what you had said earlier, Tristan, was we're seeing Ottawa Erik Karlsson right now.
Yeah.
And it's fucking, this is the guy San Jose traded for right here. Yeah. That's the guy right there.
Too bad he's 3 years away from contention.
Yeah, I think he had a couple down years there just because of, I think it's this shit that was going on in his life, right? There was a lot of shit going on off the ice.
Yeah, that was unfortunate. Mike Hoffman.
Okay. Hoffman, I guess when they first played each other after the trade or whatever, offered him a fight. Would you just fought?
No, I'd have fought his old lady.
Just to fucking get it over with?
Yeah, there was a lot.
She was the bitch stirring it all up.
But that's what I mean, though. But I'm saying, would you have fought there?
I would have fought him off the ice.
No, but I mean, at least on the
I
ice.
would have fought him in the dressing room before I left.
No,
Yeah.
I know, but I'm just saying. But so Hoffman, it was a few years back, obviously, but Hoffman skated right up to him and like grabbed him and was like, "Let's go." And then Carlson didn't do anything. I would have been like, "All right, fuck, let's go. Let's get this over with."
But that asshole, seriously, it had nothing to do with Carlson. It was the old ladies that were fucking going at it.
Yeah.
So why do I got to fight that guy when you know that guy's going to tune you?
Yeah, Mike Hoffman.
Cross-check him in the face and then say, fucking deal with that.
So are we setting up the pool and the Jello?
Yeah, pillows and, feathers and whatever.
Pillow fight.
Yeah, it's that was really an unfortunate situation, and you know what? Erik Karlsson seems like a pretty timid guy, but like
he does.
My own experience, I don't care if he's tough or not. I'm tuning Mike Hoffman because you don't talk about someone's wife or child and stuff like that.
That's what I mean. That crossed the line. To me, that's where it's a fight on site.
Right.
But was it Hoffman that said it, or was it his old?
It was his girlfriend at the time. Right. Yeah.
But that has nothing to do with the two guys.
No, and that's
right.
You know what? I understand where Karlsson was coming from, actually, now that I look at it, because you're dropping yourself down to their level when you did it in the first place.
Yep.
Right? You just turning the other cheek like,
why do I have to fight you because of your old lady's such a bitch?
Exactly.
I don't know.
I would have fought.
Yeah, I know that's and you know what? If Mike Hoffman was a class act, he would have dumped her right there because that's a loser move.
Yep.
Big red flag.
You're right. You're 100% right on that. I totally agree with you on that.
Definitely.
You got to know there's something wrong with your old lady if she's doing shit like that.
Yeah. That being said, I like Mike Hoffman as a hockey player. He's a good hockey player, very talented, and he's doing well with Montreal. So good luck for him. But at the same point, his counterpart, not the classiest of people. So
no.
Is he still with her?
I think so. Yeah, they got married. I want to say they got a couple.
And I'm sure she'll stir some shit up in Montreal.
Probably. We'll see what happens. Anyways, we don't really pay too much attention to the shit that happens off the ice, but still, I'm just saying I would have fought. Hot starts, fellas. Vegas, Boston, to name a few. Tristan, I know you're over there chomping at the bit. Give her, buddy.
Well, first of all, with the new coach in Boston, this doesn't surprise me very much. And this is why I had them topping out the Atlantic this year, because of the fact that their new coach, his name's Jim Montgomery. I watched him a couple years ago in Dallas, what he did with them. After they had fired Lindy Ruff, they brought in Montgomery, who was their assistant at the time. And he brought them to a Game 7 in the second round, double OT, where they lost to the eventual Stanley Cup champions. So I really, really love his style. He's a very defense first. Mm-hmm. Like he's going to win if a game is below 3 goals, Boston's winning it. That's just how he plays. Like he gets the best out of his goaltenders and his defense. And like he made Miro Heiskanen and John Klingberg who they were in Dallas. And he's doing the same thing with who's their top team in right now? Matt Grzelcyk, since Charlie McAvoy's out still. But like Grzelcyk and Hampus Lindholm. I forgot Lindholm signed there. So he's helping them out. Linus Ullmark, Vezina level goaltending this year. And moving over to Vegas, they're kind of the opposite end. They're blasting them like everyone they got who is they've traded for, like Mark Stone and Jack Eichel. Mm-hmm. Really hot starts from both of them. And their goalie has been lights out. Logan Thompson. He's fantastic. He's got like a 940 save percentage right now. And he's just, looking really, really hot. And their top D-man, who's probably my favorite defenseman in the league, Shea Theodore. He's really, really, really doing well for them. So, yeah.
Rob, who do you think, like, who's shocked you so far to start? Who's been off to a hot start?
Philadelphia.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I like Philly too.
I really like their start, but everybody knew. But a lot of people think that it's going to get old in Philadelphia, right? Like the players are going to start rebelling against him because he's such a hard ass drill sergeant, whatever you want to call him. But like at the end of the day, there's so many people that said that can take the shit from him that have said he made me the hockey player I am today.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just there's so many younger players that can't handle that I tough love, we'll call it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I just think that they're the ones that impress me the most right now.
You want to know who's really impressing me right now? The New Jersey Devils. That's right. Started fucking 7-3. Red hot. Jasper Brad has been unreal. 16 points in his first 10 games. How do you say it? Nico Heischer? Is that how you say it? Heischer?
Yeah, it's Nico Hischier and Jesper
Yeah.
Bratt. Yeah, he is from I want to say Sweden, so it's pronounced Jesper. But
Yeah. And they're getting Hughes is chipping in 10 points, Dougie Hamilton 7. I'm loving what they're doing right now. They have a nice roster, man. They're to me are one of the fucking sleeper teams.
Yeah.
Right now. No one's really thinking about New Jersey right now. Well, guess what? Keep your eye out because New Jersey is fuck the way they're playing right now. Like I said, they're 7-3 right now. So red hot start by them. I was surprised because to be honest with you, I thought they were going to be shit.
Yeah, and just my prediction as of now, I don't think their goaltending is where it needs to be to continue this record. So if New Jersey feels they have a good shot at playoffs this year, and Anaheim doesn't look like they are going to,
I see where you're going with this.
I look for John Gibson to be moved to out east to New Jersey. And I think he could really be the finishing piece because he's been stuck in a crappy situation in Anaheim.
Yeah,
Like, he's a
stuck on an
fantastic
island.
goalie, and I feel for him every year getting blasted because Anaheim's blue line is tough. But yeah.
So, what about teams off to a slow start? Who do you think who would you say?
Vancouver.
Yeah, two,
St. Louis,
2-6-2. I was gonna say St. Louis, Nashville
Yeah.
3-6.
Columbus.
It's crazy, man. Nashville's tied with Arizona for points, and below them is St. Louis in the Central.
Winnipeg has kind of impressed me too, actually.
Mm-hmm.
And Chicago's 4-4-4, so that's not bad.
Yeah, Chicago. Yeah, we thought they were going to be. They beat a couple like really good teams too, like just recently too. So, do you think any of those big dogs are going to be traded out of Chicago? Taves or Kane? Do you think any of them are going to be gone?
Yeah, both of them.
Rumor is Taves to the Oilers.
I guess so, but I think it's going to be Taves to Colorado.
Where do you think Kaner will go?
New York.
To the Rangers?
Yeah.
I was thinking that too.
Or actually, I wouldn't be surprised if they continue their record, which we don't know. Buffalo is starting off very good, and Buffalo, New York is actually Patrick Kane's hometown.
Yeah.
And they've got a lot of young pieces that they can move out to get a guy like Patrick Kane.
Do you think he plays there by the end of his career?
Yes.
I think so too.
Yeah.
Like the same thing. Do you think Austin Matthews is going to play in Arizona at some point?
100%.
Yeah. Yeah. When they build their new arena.
Yeah.
And I
want to know who else like
3 years.
Like Ottawa seemed like they started kind of hot too, and then they've kind of died off a little bit.
Yeah.
They've lost 3 straight.
I think way too many people were hot on them at the start of the year. Like, coming out of the offseason, everyone's like, oh, watch for Ottawa, watch for Ottawa. They're very meh to me. Like, they got a good top 6, don't get me wrong. But their goalies, like, they got Cam Talbot. He's still... Anton Forsberg has been okay. And then after that, it's just like depth goalie tending isn't been strong. They got one good defenseman. They got Thomas Chabot. I mean, I don't know. They'll be middle of the pack. Like once they get like guys like Tim Stützle in their prime and DeBrincat who's already in his prime, like they're gonna be solid next year. Yeah.
The Oilers. So we got Kane got a hat trick.
Yeah.
Uncle Leo had 5 points. McDavid's got 11 goals in 10 games, or 6 of those goals being on 2 hat tricks.
Mm-hmm.
Boys, do you think this could be one of the years that the Oilers make like a run at it, like an absolute run?
Possibly. The only
Gonna have
reason
to
I
get
would,
past Calgary.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, yeah, the only reason I would be hesitant on that is because the goalie that they're paying $5 million for right now is not their starter.
Yeah.
Jack Campbell has looked rough.
Yeah,
And
he's
it's
got
not
a .881 save percentage and a 3.9 goals against.
Yeah, that's like a mid-80s save
Yeah.
percentage.
But
Like-
Skinner is got a 1.59.
Yeah, he leads the NHL.
And a save percentage of 955.
Yeah, he leads
Jeez.
who is on my fantasy team, so I'm happy. But Stuart Skinner, yeah, he's he's been kind of a sleeper goalie the past couple of years. He's been their backup and always had solid numbers, but looks like it's kind of his time to shine. And Jack Campbell's scratching his head. He's got to figure that out because this is the goalie that I saw Jack Campbell being. Like, Toronto did good with him because they were solid defensively last year and the year prior, but like before that, when he was in LA, he was nothing to write home about. And ultimately, you go back 4 years, he was ruled as a bust because he was a first-round goalie taken by Dallas, who they all but gave up on and left him to free agency. And now I don't know what to think of him, but we'll see.
I think, Tristan, I think that pressure really gets to him. Like, when it comes right down to it, now you're the established number one goalie, and now you're just, and that's a pretty good team he's got in front of him. Like,
yeah,
you should be rolling.
That's a lot of firepower.
But he got paid. He got paid.
Yep. You got the money.
That's crazy, man. Yeah, I try to watch their games too a bunch because they're just so fun to watch too. McDavid's just so fast. Like, it's crazy how fast that guy's.
Everything's in high speed. You don't even know if it's real.
But his feet, his hands move as fast as his feet does.
Yeah.
Like, that's the part that's pretty crazy about him. Also, Boston last night, where they were down 2 goals in the third period, battled back, tied the game, won it in overtime to give Pittsburgh their 5th straight loss. What is going on in Pittsburgh?
Right. And where's everybody talking about Pittsburgh? Nobody's talking about Pittsburgh.
Yeah. So Pittsburgh is they're 4-4-2, 10 points on the year so far. But that's the craziest part about it is, like, Crosby and them have been like decent. Like,
Oh, very good. Yeah,
you know what I mean? Crosby's got 12 points in freaking 10 games, 5 goals, 7 assists. Malkin's 5-5 with 10. Russ is 4-4 at 8 points. Like, they're getting offense. Like, what do you guys think here? Like, well, the goaltending right now is kind of the goals against. The one's at 297, the other one's at 342. So
yeah, it's not very good. They're
they're both basically 3, right?
Yeah, they're they're very, very similar to me in aspects of Ottawa, in that they're a top 6 heavy team, and then their depth really plummets off because, as much as I hate to bash on teams, Pittsburgh has done a crap job drafting and managing their prospects. So they kind of have to scrape the bottom of the barrel when it comes to free agents to get their bottom 6 filled out. And I mean, a lot of they end up playing with Crosby top line and they pop off. So everyone's like, oh, there's some kind of finessing by the general manager. But I think ultimately it's going to come down to depth and winning those tight games because you have depth. And Pittsburgh doesn't have that. And unfortunately, that's why they're sitting at the 500 mark right now.
What I think they need to do is make a couple deals, because this is going to be probably one of the last couple runs that you're going to get with those big 3 there.
Yeah. And I predict 2 years down the road that like when Crosby and that starts to decline, if he ever does, before retiring, Brian Rust contract is going to hurt them. signing that deal long term for a guy who really feeds off of, I don't think it's going to look good.
Mm-hmm.
He'll probably end up wearing the
Do you
seat for them.
think? Do you think that Crosby will play for another team before he retires?
Well, what's he got? He's got 2 years on his contract left.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
Or does he retire a Penguin?
I bet he goes out a Penguin. He's going to do the same thing Mario did.
Yeah.
You won your cups.
Unless he's going to chase a cup.
I'm just saying, you won your cups. You got 2 more years. You got 2 more kicks at it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Retire and enjoy your life, man.
Yeah, you made $1 zillion.
He'll end up being a GM somewhere
in Pittsburgh.
Yeah, but you know what I mean. Like, enjoy. Like, you're still young. You still got your health. You know, one more concussion, it could fucking kill that guy.
Yeah,
you know, like, he's got a soft egg now.
I could see, the only thing I could see him moving to is if he requested a trade before his contract ends out and he goes to where McKinnon is in Colorado and joins him, because they're good friends from out east. They grew up in the same hometown, so
I think that would be a bad look on his part. Just retire as a Penguin. You know, you gave your city your all, you know, like, and then you're gonna go chase one more cup. And what if you lose? You know, Yzerman didn't do it. And when they wanted to trade him, he said he'll retire and you can go fuck yourself with the trade. Because I'll just retire and now it's null and void. So either take me and I'll take on the next contract and we can keep Fedorov and I'll take a pay cut, you know, and that's what good, loyal hockey players do. And I see Sidney Crosby doing that.
Ironically, to your point, though, Fedorov ended up demanding too much even after the discount.
After he signed. Yeah, right.
Yeah, he went to Anaheim, which bad choice by him because he would have won a cup if he had stayed in Detroit. But
yeah, that was crazy. But remember the year that he fucking held out and he came back like later in the year when he played for the Red Wings, and it was like he got a whole ass load of money. He played like half of the season. He got an ass load of money. And then if the Red Wings made conference finals, there was an enormous bonus there for him too. And the Red Wings won the cup that year. And everything went up at the Joe for sales of this or that or whatever. And they always call it the Fedorov tax. Yeah. So, but remember that shit though? That was like, well,
he was a greedy prick.
Yeah, Tristan there was probably fucking super young. You might not remember that one, but
no, I would have been like 2, but
yeah, it was. Yeah, so
I'm surprised that you don't remember it then.
So he had held out and he got like a astronomical amount of cash to play half a season, and then when they made freaking conference final, there, like I said, there was a huge bonus and the Wings won the cup that year. So he played like half a year in the playoffs and made tons of money. So that was crazy. Other than that, I'm tapped out. Do you guys have anything else that you guys want to talk about?
I just want to say that Jack Eye guy, man, that he's something else.
Oh yeah.
Like, holy shit. Like, he is the toughest in the league now.
I think so.
It must have been curling all those boxes at Costco.
Yeah. Well, plus he's got fucking mitts on him. You see the size
I know,
of
like they were talking about how big his hands are, and they're like cinder blocks. Like, ask Cassian.
Yeah, man. Xavier Jack guy is one tough bird. I will say I still think there's a couple guys who in the league, but like I think Ryan Reeves would still run him to the ground, and I think Jimmy Benn. But other than that, I don't think anyone touches him.
I think the only one that would give him a go is going to be Revo.
I don't think either of those guys. I think he'll shake them out like fucking carpets.
Cassian, did you see Cassian after when he threw him down? He kind of sat up like,
oh, he kind of spun him around too, right?
Well, that kind of sucked. He probably felt like a little kid. And I'm like I'm probably rated in and around 6 foot. And I have a photo with Zach and he's towering over me.
Yeah, Zach Cassian's 6'3", so
yeah, that's what I mean. He's a big boy. So for him to just throw him around like that, the Habs, I'll tell you, in the next 3 years or so, Ottawa and the Habs and the Wings are going to be fun to watch. So the Wings are knocking on the door of it. They're probably within a year or two. But I mean, like Montreal is going to be real fun to watch coming up.
I don't know about after the other night.
Yeah, that was a
They got blasted.
yeah, they got beat.
Oh,
Like
there's another
8-2.
thing I do want to mention. Props to Tage Thompson, 6-point game.
Yeah, 3 and 3.
Good?
Yeah, is that good?
Yeah,
Did
3
I
goals,
break the game.
3 goals and 3 assists. Like, and it was so stupid. Like it was, I shut off the game after the second period because it was like 4-1, and I'm like, okay, well, whatever. And then I see the Wings scored 2, and I'm like, oh, 4-3. I'll turn back on the game, and Detroit gets scored on 4 more times in the last 10 minutes.
Did you see the one goal the movie made? Like he made like an amazing deke, like around a guy, deke the goalie, like fuck.
Yeah, and he's huge. He's like 6'6" and 225.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got
like,
some mitts on him, man.
Incredible movie made. Nice goal. Real nice goal.
Yeah, and in correspondence to that, Alex Nedeljkovic sucks. Like, he has not been it for the Red Wings at all. Like, anytime Ville Husso has played, great game for the Red Wings. Alex, he's had some tough games in Detroit. Like, I'm thinking last year, like the 11-2 game versus Pittsburgh, and I think he's gonna get traded out solo right now. They're gonna wait till the trade deadline. But
who would you like to see them bring in?
oh, actually, I did see a post online about this. It has been reported that the Vancouver Canucks, because of their slow start and how they are, and there's a discrepancy between the coach and this particular player, and he's a pending free agent, Bo Horvat, has been reported that the Red Wings, if he becomes available for trade, the Red Wings will have considerable interest in him.
Mm-hmm.
So he's a two-way centerman who's got fantastic speed, and I would love to see him brought in exchange for what I'm thinking is probably Bertuzzi and Nedeljkovic in a package.
Well, I saw pretty much almost the same thing, but I heard it could be Larkin going the other way, 1-1.
No, that's stupid. That's stupid. No.
So because
Dylan Larkin is no. Just so here's the frame of reference. Bo Horvat has won playoffs, I want to say. So does Larkin. They have the same amount of points in those playoffs. And in like contrast, Larkin was like 4 years younger, and point per game average is like he's only had 50 points in his seasons on average. Yeah, he had a couple 70-point seasons. This is Bo Horvat I'm talking. Then Larkin just last year, he was on point per game pace before he got hurt, and same with the year before. So it's like I don't think that's a comparison. If Larkin gets shipped out because Eisman doesn't like what he's seeing as a leader or whatever, it's going to be for Horvat plus, like Niels Höglander, or, maybe one of their goalies, like a Spencer Martin as a backup. And like, I just don't like the idea of a 1-for-1. It doesn't make any sense.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree with you there, 100%. Yeah, I never really thought about it like that, to be honest with you. I just seen a thing that it just said, oh, well, with the Red Wings and Larkin being so far away and this happening over there and this happening over here, what about swapping them? That's what the one article I seen.
I'd say Horvat is 2/3 of the hockey player Larkin is. Now, I could also free agent, and he's going to want a lot of money. Brock Besser.
Mm-hmm.
He's a really good goal scorer, and the Wings could use some more goal scoring. So if he got in there with Horvat, maybe then they go Larkin for Besser and Horvat. But then again, I'm being a homer. I know Vancouver fans are going to be like, oh, what do you mean, Bo Horvat? Like, he's the greatest thing on the earth. Like, okay, well, you could say that, and we could sit here, and we're not going to get anywhere. So that's where I think that trade goes. Like, Yzerman hangs up the phone as soon as they mention the name Larkin, is what I think. So,
well, hopefully you're right.
Yeah.
Boys, anything else? Or you guys
still
good?
Talking about the Red Wings?
Hey, Rob's just zoning out now that all the like Leafs talk's over. He's fucking over there zoning out. I could see his stash growing from here, for fuck's sake. Yeah, so if she is want to know what helps that grow, I'll tell you off the air, okay? So
all right, drag.
on that note, fellas, until next week, Aunt, Rob, Tristan, we're signing off. We're out of here. We'll talk to you beauties next week.
It was fun talking to you guys.
Yeah. Have a good week, everyone.
Okay. See ya.
I've lost my fight with time. My number's up and up the line. I gaze at the darkness, so empty, just looking for the light. Shout for help, but no one's there. Need a guiding hand, someone who cares. All alone in the darkness, I've realized for the first time I am scared. If I could do it all again, if I had one more chance, my friend, I would rewrite all my wrongs. I would find where I belong. I got lost along the way. I had so much more to say. If I could do